And the show begins. How we doing, everybody? Welcome to the the barn burner, and what a barn burner it'll be today on an Edmonton Oilers game day, which I've come to kind of look forward to. It's one of those things. You need someone with the black hat. We talk about it all the time. You need the villain in your life. You need the villain in your life.
Okay, well that's fine, but do we have to actively promote them?
Not promoting them.
If we're leading off the show with a Oilers game day.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive.
Well, okay, all right. I'll take it back. Okay. Welcome to another podcast edition here on Flames Nation, and a couple games coming up tonight. And I'm looking. It's the Canucks are playing tonight.
Canucks game day, Dean. Put your helmet on.
I found myself really looking forward to these Canucks games. How's that? Is that a little better?
That's better.
It's just good to see these former Flames kicking it into gear. Lindholm and Zadorov finally.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Happy for him. Happy. Yeah. Can I another question? A lot of these podcasts that I listen to, they all say podcast number 642.
Oh yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like, do we need to include that?
Jack, what number is this? What podcast number?
I believe it's 390 something. I don't see the point, Rhett.
390 something.
Yeah. 390.
Is he making this shit up?
He's making this shit up. Yeah.
Jack, you making this shit up?
No, I'll go look.
Do you actually know this? How would you know this?
What do you mean? Look where? What are you talking about?
Well, he's obviously got a list.
You are the boss.
Oh, he is the boss.
Because we started doing this in October of 2022, right?
Yeah, we're almost,
we've done two full hockey
20
seasons.
months in, something like that.
Right?
We tapered it down a little last summer.
According to my record, it's 374. This is episode 374.
Seems light.
Does it?
Yeah. Feels like enough, doesn't it?
Although on the other hand, then we're done, because I feel like if I went back through this thing that I have in my possession,
we've hit the quota for sure.
Yeah.
Jacko, did you add Afterburners in there? Because
that's a different show.
So there are 82 there.
I'll go with you there.
Last chance, yeah, we're closing on 500 different things.
But we can keep. You know what those numbers are for? Is for the people that have never done it.
Yes.
And they're impressed. Look how many shows I've done. Yeah, we do it every day. This is nothing new to us.
I still get people texting me. You want to go for lunch?
Yeah.
At 2:30?
And move your hobby and we'll just do lunch. No, this is an actual job.
I don't want to say anything untoward, but my mother-in-law, as I mentioned, she is visiting. And my wife has always said, don't say anything on the podcast about anything.
Oh, good,
right?
good.
Just
shush.
Well, then everybody shh. It's just us, Dean.
Just us.
But so just between us girls. Yesterday she says, so I saw your thing yesterday. Or I saw your thing today because it was yesterday. I saw you the thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was good. You're wearing sunglasses. What's that?
Oh, jeez. Even the mother-in-law.
It's like I've only
I am
wearing them since October of 2022, but
haven't tuned in to.
I don't generally defend you, Dean. That's the one spot where I'm like, stop it, people. Stop it.
Oh, I don't care.
Stop it.
Yep. It's a thing now. Now it's just a thing. It's, you know what? You lean in.
I think Dean was getting to the fact that old Mumsy there hadn't seen one yet. Episode yet.
So a new development, these sunglasses. Yeah, no, not new. But
I do get that. I'm also not thinking there's a lot of Ethels and
No, this is not
Lou's in our demographic.
Not related. A roundabout.
But it's all good. It's okay because we have
so many that, people. Oi, what?
Is she in
Aussie Sheila?
I think she's
on the reg.
The what? Who? No, I don't think she pays much attention. She's got big shit going on. None of this nonsense.
Yeah, the person down the street from us wouldn't have a clue. Thank God. Please don't. Although,
Shavlarina?
I don't know if you have any in the Pinder Report, if there's anything about me today.
Let's see. Well, you're at that party where everyone went nuts with the bowling balls.
No.
That was
it's weird. Yeah.
About anything about my accomplishments.
I got a raccoon. There's rides.
No. We had a raccoon in the back. We got rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the gerbil? Did you get rid of that yet, or is it still?
No, but Sharky the fish.
Yeah.
The other day.
I feel like you're trying to lead us towards something. Is there?
Come on, you big braggart. Show number X.
I don't know. I don't know what
accomplishment.
happened. I mean, 25 years ago is a long time ago. Anything could have happened.
25. Because we're 20 from the Flames. So was this a Buffalo final? That would have been
25 years ago. I mean,
Buffalo's on a run. What
kid.
round? We're round 3, Rhett, at that point?
No, we're just kids. Just kids.
Panteros?
No.
That's beyond that. I'm trying to think.
25 years.
Did you get married? Like
what are you talking about? Before you got to no.
I'm trying to be delicate about it. But I feel like we've established the whole Rhett didn't win a lot. I thought that's kind of so.
But I did a lot of contributing.
Oh, is it like a well, no, you're in Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying. The math is simple.
We had a lot of success. We were close to having a lot of success in Buffalo too.
Right.
Sabres,
was it a humanitarian award of some sort? Or
season
off ice? No.
Okay.
I may have.
Miro Shatan scored 40 that year.
May have single-handedly defeated the Boston Bruins.
In a team sport, Rhett single-handedly defeated the Bruins.
We were down, and I didn't like how it was going, so I
stepped up,
took over. Hate to have to
conference final
brag about it, but it's a big goal.
Yeah, the Brett Hull triple overtime winner that won the cup that handed Red a loss hasn't happened yet. 25 years ago.
Well,
listen. Okay, look. I mean, this could have been something maybe we set up before the show so that we're not scrambling.
No, this is good. I like this. This is
Buffalo shut out Boston 3-0, May 14th of 1999.
Is this the You Fixed Stu Barnes?
No, the day before. It was yesterday.
Alexei Zhitnik opens the scoring in the second period. Vaclav Varada makes it 2-0, and then in the third, Michael Pekka makes it 3-0, shorthanded.
Yeah, but you're looking at the 14th. I'm talking about the day before.
Yeah, 25 years and 1 day ago, Dean. Come on.
Well, I just thought you kind of
maybe even 2 days ago, but in the general vicinity.
It's really foggy.
Oh, this has really fell flat. I thought I thought for sure you'd be celebrating my accomplishments with me because you're big supporters of mine.
May 12th. That's probably the one. 3-2 victory.
Oh, what's that? A victory? Oh.
Rhett Warner's first of the playoffs from Ward and Sanderson ties the game at 2. Dixon Ward and wins it.
I scored?
Third period goal. Wrist shot at 6:44. He played against Anson Carter. Ace. Better than the Sedins. Just ask him.
Look at that shot.
How much shock is there?
Look at Lindy. Pump like he looked like Berube.
Oh, they got the old smoke snow going on from the goat head.
Oh, my goodness. This day, about 25, anything today on the Pinder Report today?
Maybe it's 25 years and 2 days ago, or 1 day ago, but maybe 3 days ago. First goal of the playoffs.
Hey,
Go Sabres. Ruin da Bruins.
Look at how he snuck in there. Oh, what a read. That shot.
Oh, my. Wow. Byron.
That's a muffin followed by...
Makes one in, Byron.
It worked.
So you're saying the Bruins didn't win? With that net minding at the
triple fist pump retro.
Wow, yeah, buddy.
Look at this guy.
Whoa.
Double fist pump.
Is that Robert jumping up there?
Oh, no, but the coach was pumped.
Look at this clean shaven Warner. Holy.
Yeah. Look at that blade I had to use. Try scoring with that thing.
Oof.
That's the Draisaitl curve, isn't it?
That's actually a kayak battle.
Is that the Ryan Smith? The Ryan Smith curve. Well, how about that?
Yeah, no frosted tips yet, Rhett?
It's pretty big.
How long was the hair there?
Oh, no frosted tips yet. No.
Hair was getting longer, but not long enough. Because you got to Calgary. Oh, you had some Showtime hair. That was 5 years later. 3 years later, I guess.
Really found myself.
Yeah, you did. So that was May 12th is what we're
Yeah, it was 25 years and 2 days ago, Dean.
25 years
Obviously,
and
that's
2
when we
days ago.
celebrate.
I gave you enough frickin' time to find it. It'll be like.
Well, we were frankly looking at the game 25 years ago today.
Yeah, on
which was
this
the
date.
anniversary.
Yeah.
What happened on today's date?
You
Rhett
lost.
Warner holding a holding penalty 11 seconds into the second. And then about 8 minutes later, Rhett Warner interference against Landon Wilson.
Rhett.
And then in the third, Rhett Warner hooking on Dmitry Kristich.
Really?
Yeah. In a 3-0
pen-
Buffalo win. So the
patting the
penalty
Pims.
kill. Yeah.
What was
You
the
lost
score,
the next
Dean?
one.
It was 3-0.
Oh.
Again, Byron Defoe.
Wow,
deciding-
Byron Defoe. There's a pull.
Well, yeah, he was.
That'd be
you see that?
good for
Jeez.
Puck
Forgot he
Duco.
existed.
Yeah, real good.
You got John Blue as the backup. What are we doing here?
I didn't
Losing.
finish. And another thing that was odd, Dominic Hasek with a shutout victory.
No, he was due.
How did you get those?
Yeah, I don't
Great
know.
D.
Yeah, with you in the box.
Yeah, you put him on the penalty kill and watch him work. You get him loose. You warm him up.
You go-
Let's go. That's what you do.
You have whatever you can to get Warner off the ice, and it'd be great. No, I didn't. Sorry to miss that. Obviously, significant date.
Just
and
a
2 days ago
glaring
in Rhett Warner life history.
glaring
Well,
omission.
If you guys had scored in the playoffs against Boston, I would have made sure to bring it up.
You're right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You're that thorough. You'd have the date.
Yeah, you'd have it nailed down if it was us. Then
Dwayne
Boston
Rolston.
wins 5-3.
24 of 24.
And then the
I
Sabres.
never played that game. What are you talking about?
Hasek, sorry. Rolston's back on. Did I say
Come on,
Rolston?
Ryan. Jesus Christ.
I looked at Hasek. And said,
Oh my
Here you go.
God.
And then so Buffalo wins that series in 6.
Yeah, we lost game 1 and game 5 in Beantown.
Yeah. And then it's off
And
to the
almost got arrested
final.
before game 2.
Tell
pardon
us
me?
that story. Now we're talking.
Almost.
You lose game 1. You got to go have a
It
few
was
pops
more
with the
of
fellas.
the cops drove us home after grabbing a hot dog and pissing on someone's boots, and we were going to get beat up.
That
And
old thing. Yeah.
The cops kind of stepped in and saved us, drove us home.
Fellas.
And I believe if we hadn't been the opposing team, they probably would have just taken us down to the precinct.
Yeah. The old hot dog and urine trick
Yeah.
always gets you in
Well,
trouble.
we got to skip the line.
Yeah, always gets you in trouble. Speaking of which, I can't believe I forgot I'm getting, I guess, things. It was about a month ago or whatever, maybe when I was away to WrestleMania. My son and I, we flew to Philadelphia. So we are sitting in the Philly airport waiting, or I guess, sorry, Newark, because we flew out of Newark. So we're in New Jersey waiting to come home. And it's the Calgary flight. So it's not crazy that you'd see someone or there'd be some sort of an interaction. But I'm sitting there and the Calgary flight is deplaning. And I see a guy kind of walk by and he kind of does a double take or whatever. And then he comes over and it's, hey, how you doing? Just want to say I love the podcast. Listen all the time. And when you were on the radio, I used to listen to the show. Thanks. Also, you should ask Rhett if back in 2004 he ever. Now I'm trying to remember the details because it was a month ago. Was arrested or was put in a cop car or something during the 2004 run.
Look at Rhett's face.
Something in 2004 to do with a police officer.
It was not during the playoff run.
No.
but perhaps.
Okay. Again, sorry. I'm getting the dates wrong. This is on me.
Yeah, you should know this, Dean. It's the
but
20th,
the event,
20th anniversary in 13 days. From
yeah,
this.
and in that respect, it's not so much about the date; it's about the event. Details or
We have told this story actually.
Okay.
In the old studio.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Noodles came on
rehoosh. Yeah.
when he wrote his book or something. I never read the book, and he was telling stories. He was telling the story, but he was keeping guys' names out of it.
Anonymous,
And it was that dumbass Montador, right? Piss canned. And we hop in this taxi with some other people, uninvited.
People.
but we were,
Yeah.
playing the odds. So we hop into this cab, uninvited, and it was ill received. Maybe not so much by the patrons, but by the driver of said taxi. Not get that. So then we decide to berate this poor fellow and let him know what we think of him. So now the cab is going nowhere, and he's hopped out and he's going to accost us. And so I'm feeling the need to talk him down off of it. And so anyway, cooler heads prevail. And then we're getting another hot dog outside of the old Cowboys.
It's damn street meat getting you in trouble.
So good. And Dum Dum starts telling the story about how hey, I stole his keys.
Oh.
He was sitting in the front, and he reached when the guy got out of the cab to yard me out of there. He reaches over, turns the cab off, steals the keys, and throws them in the sewer.
I remember this one. Down the grate.
Rings a bell now, yeah. Rings a bell. Yeah.
It's a bit of work to get those back.
And when you've been drinking, those whispers,
it's
a little louder than.
Yeah.
And the Calgary Police Service members, they had picked up on being the Cracker Jacks that they are, detectives that they are.
Jacks.
They picked up on the volume and came over to discuss it with my little buddy. And he tried playing dumb, and I tried to protect him. And
you should have been good at that, eh?
Yeah.
How about you come sit here, fella? So should I shut up? Yeah, you should maybe just.
Well, it was one of those Cracker Jacks that I ran into at the Newark airport.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
He was one of the Cracker Jacks.
Like, yeah, it was, you have to ask Rhett about the back and were you on the?
I apologize to that fellow profusely. Days later.
Yeah. Were you on the police force then? I was. Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's just good police work, like you say, because you were whispering. How was anyone really going to sleuth that out that you guys had been up to something no good?
I don't know where they would have thought. Where have these keys gone? There was these drunks that jumped in a cab uninvited. Where have these keys gone? I wonder.
It's all good. I got his keys. I threw them in the drain, so we're good.
Poor bastard's trying to make his $100 so he can go home and feed his kids. You assholes.
Yeah, so there you go. Look at memory lane today. I didn't know that's where we were going to start.
So there's another one here in the comments. Rhett, someone suggesting you took some heat for wearing a T-shirt that had a porn star on it on a walking into the dome one day. Does that ring a bell?
Why would I take heat over that? I was getting high.
So you didn't take heat, but you did do it. Okay, we'll move along. Do you remember who the starlet was?
What was his name? The porn star.
Rocco.
See more butts? What do you got there?
So
see, the game used to be fun.
It used to be fun.
It used to be fun.
Yeah.
This is all playoffs.
Yeah. These sorts of things aren't happening.
Playoffs. Yeah.
Why were the bare facts tie to every playoff game versus Ottawa when I was in Buffalo?
Did anyone clue in? Did the media clue in?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And they laughed with me.
Well, sure.
The bare facts
enjoyable.
Yeah. Oh gosh. No, you're
huh?
So a T-shirt or
I think you're probably right. I don't know that today's younger players are doing that sort of stuff.
Pre-game at Fairfax? No.
Pre-game. Wow, that's aggressive.
Huh.
Yeah, that's slap shot type stuff for sure.
Morning skate, strip club,
4 wins,
drink.
0 losses.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks for that, Rhett.
Can I bring up another sad bit of news today?
Please. Well, sad. Jeez.
You may.
There is I don't even know how to bring it up. Red Lobster.
I heard there's trouble.
Done.
Is it done?
Kaput.
Lobster Rouge. Been a good run.
Done diddly done for. And you know, it's funny I mentioned my mother-in-law. I believe it was the last time that she was here. She took some members of the family. They had an unbelievable experience.
Really?
Just delicious. Yeah. Well, damn it.
We had a lobsters. What happened?
Yeah. Extinct.
People here were very upset. People showed up to work, sign on the door, closed.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Dang.
And I was just going to go today, too. I was like, you know what
Yeah.
I need to do is
Get one of those
start-
bowls of butter.
but they like
start
the
supporting.
was it the cheesy biscuits?
They love
Robert-
the biscuits. Yes.
Robert Ray, just over here, will DoorDash himself just Red Lobster biscuits.
That sounds like some Rob Ray too. Yeah.
Give me a 20 pack.
Oh, my goodness.
The show's incredibly dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah.
So it's not all business in the NHL these days. I mean, look at Val Nichushkin.
That's right. Maybe
Well, yeah.
I'm wrong. Maybe it is a big party.
Too soon?
Yeah,
Sorry.
some guys. Well, I was going to bring it up, but I wasn't sure. It felt like even on the internet, it might be too soon. Yeah, not idea. Or
There's a
not
place for him. You can go sign an SK St. Petersburg and
idea. Or
have
he
that
can,
perfect work-life balance that he's looking for.
or get his life in order. You know, it's
Up to him. He's got options.
It would seem like he can play at this level.
There's no question. The question isn't whether he's an ox at this level. It's that this is his essentially third time,
Yeah.
and now they have to come down with the hammer. The
Maybe
player
it's a
assistance
bit-
program is incredibly lenient in the sense that, like, hey, you're having issues. Come, let us help you. Oh, it's a relapse. Come, let us help you. And it's the third strike that you actually
Right.
lose salary and get a 6-month suspension. This is he's well down the line of, we'd like to help you, sir. So it does beg the question, what would he like to do? Not deal with player assistance programs and play in the K, or come back in 6 months and apply for reinstatement?
9 goals in 8 games.
That's a
Maybe-
good number.
Yeah.
And like a legit excellent player they're cooked now. They're just never mind the result yesterday. That obviously puts them in a hole, but you hear the interviews from the Avalanche players yesterday. I am not surprised they came out looking flat.
They looked stunned.
Yep.
Whatever descriptor you want to use,
Shell-shocked.
shell-shocked, rattled, like they were. It was a 5-1 final for the Dallas Stars over Colorado. Dallas looked really good, and yes, the Avs just looked like they
Listless.
yeah.
Well, not only that, it's okay. Devon Taves is going to miss. Shoot, that's our second best defenseman. And then it's like,
They
okay, well,
look
we're
out of
getting,
sorts completely.
Yeah.
we got Duran
And-
back. That'll be good. And then after morning skate,
Yeah.
they find out that, oh, you know, this guy that's leading you in goals this postseason, he's evaporated for 6 months, gone from the team. Get his name off of his stall, and let's pretend this isn't happening.
Now,
And Taves took morning skate too. So it was in the course of what, 2-3
they wouldn't
hours
know when
prior
they
to
were
puck
true.
drop. Oh,
Yeah.
Taves is sick. He can't go. Oh, and Nichushkin is gone potentially forever.
Wait. Okay, what were we talking about yesterday? It was a goaltender where it was like Skinner. I was like, well, maybe it's not Skinner, and maybe it's other stuff that's the issue.
Right.
And it's like, no, Skinner needs to make a save. That's what good teams do.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that without Taves and Nichushkin, these guys can't compete with Dallas? And they
No.
Yes. I am saying that.
Oh, I disagree completely. I think
Really?
that-
Without their second best defenseman and their third best forward?
well, it's certainly
can
hard, but
compete.
how the fuck do we go to the finals without anyone? Like, you can
Oh.
overcome things. If that's the case, Ryan, then we should just do skill level on the team. Don't play the games.
No, I just think this is such a close series, and you don't have an edge in net at all. Ottinger's much better than Georgie 5. That those are two of your most
So was
important 5
Hellebuck.
pieces. So if you take away,
But
know,
Hellebuck was.
I think we're probably all in agreement. It's just Rhett said, "Can you compete?" And you said, "No, they can't."
oh yeah, no, you
I
can you
mean-
can try hard for sure. I think the moment that news came down, it's like the
Yeah,
series
but
is.
I
they're
just
fucked
see.
here.
I don't buy it, Ryan. Good teams find a way to rally about stuff. Maybe you don't win that game, but they packed it in. That's not the. That's
I hear what you're
not.
saying. Yeah,
That's not the
I-
sign of a team that's like. I watched them play against Winnipeg, and I was like, these guys will not be denied.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
everywhere. They're all over. They're
Mhm.
unbelievable. And I watched last night and go, this is not the same team.
Yeah.
And they played a stretch without Nichushkin this year because he was injured, and they were not terrible.
I'm not taking away from Nichushkin at all, but they still have McKinnon, Rantanen, Makar. Most teams in the rest of the world would well,
yeah. No,
I don't like them to win the series for sure.
Yeah,
like just to
you
kind
can
of
compete harder
through the middle
for sure. It's actually a bit embarrassing how they didn't compete. Yeah, that's a devastating loss for them, but they certainly didn't get over it by puck drop.
And part of it too, and you talked about some of the comments, and I think it was Jack Johnson.
Yep.
Who basically said about Val Nichushkin, he made some decisions.
He made his decisions.
He made his decision. That's all I'm going to say is he made his decisions, so you'd be upset that you don't have Taves. You'd probably you get a sense there's bitter and anger
going on. This isn't, do you know what I mean?
Say that again.
The guys know in the room what the F is going on.
Well, and that's what that comment tells you, is that
I know. So, but
they've been let down by their teammate here.
They've been let down, but they know he's acting that way, and they know that there's trouble. Like, I just feel like how could that be so debilitating to your ability to want to win a Stanley Cup still?
Oh, yeah, I still want to win for sure.
Like, I think they're probably better in the next game. Ryan. But
I think they still want to win the cup, Rhett. I think they were not over the news at puck drop, and how much of that's on them, you would know more than I do.
I think it's huge.
I don't think they're done trying. I just think they're a massive underdog.
But when we talk about Colorado being successful during the regular season, it wasn't pinned to Taves and Nichushkin. Now, again, I'm with you. You take your leading goal scorer and your number 2 defenseman out of the lineup. That's a serious blow. And with them in the lineup, you were down in this series.
It's taking Hyman.
They didn't turn into a top 10 lottery pick team.
No one's saying that. Yeah. It's Hyman and Ekholm off the Oilers. Like, you're just, it's 2 of your 5 most important pieces. It's a huge blow. That's how I would compare it.
Yeah, I think.
3rd best forward, 2nd best defenseman.
It was just odd to see how out of sorts they were.
Yeah, and I think Dallas has quietly, since falling in that 0-2 hole to Vegas, been just immensely difficult.
Dallas may be proving what they are.
Yeah,
for sure. There is that. But I was very honestly, my opinion is that they gave up, and it didn't have to be that way. You can overcome adversity, and whether you win or lose, I'm not even basing it on that. They didn't play. No. They didn't fucking show up, right? Like, they weren't in that game. What, they have 2 shots in the first? Like,
they had a nice finish to a game when it was out of hand, but when it mattered and when it was swinging in the balance, they got absolutely destroyed.
At 3-0, shots were 24-8.
Yeah,
they were just getting blown out of the building.
With one of the best players in the world, a Bobby Orr type of defenseman, a centerman that's an absolute beast when he wants to be, and a lineup that's, even with those 2 guys gone, Taves and Nichushkin, still capable of at least competing.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. They should have worked harder. Yeah. It becomes a really difficult matchup. If it's a team like Edmonton that isn't that deep, okay. But like, for the 35 minutes that McKinnon isn't on the ice, and the 25 minutes you're losing from Taves, and oh man, it's just like that. Dallas is so deep. Like, there isn't a superstar you need to shut down. And so it's a particularly difficult matchup when you lose 2 of your best 5, because your depth just got crushed. And
that'll be part of it too. If they're up 3-1 in the series and this happens, maybe their performance is different, but they already knew we're in a fucking battle here, boys. And then you lose those 2 guys in about a 3-hour period. It's like, Jesus Christ, we're done.
We lost Dominik Hasek.
Rhett, I understand.
No, but you're giving an excuse for these guys.
Listen. This maybe tells us a bit about the makeup of that Colorado team too.
Lost to Seattle last year, similar circumstances. Nichushkin hotel lobby.
Right. This is maybe, and again, I said it yesterday, in the year that whatever it was, 2022, when they won the cup, they never trailed in a series. There was no adversity that they had to overcome. Now, that's the mark of a great team, but maybe there's a little something there. We talk about today's player. Maybe it's your Buffalo team, and you see these teams, clearly a different mental makeup. I don't know. And I get why you more than, because you were on that Panthers team and that Sabres team and the Flames team, all of whom were huge underdogs and overachieved and came together as a crew because of
injuries.
Right? Like you guys were as resilient as any team can be, beating Pittsburgh and beating teams over and over again that you had no business beating.
Yeah.
To then sit back and watch teams that get a little bit of a speed bump and then fall to pieces. I get why you can't handle it. I get why that you turn your nose up at that in a big way. But I do wonder for a team if maybe they're looking at it and thinking Dallas is friggin' deep. What was coming so easy for us is now a real challenge, and they're deep as hell. And now this, oof.
You might have played your best hockey and been down 2-1 and thought you were in one before this, right? Like, to your point, Dean?
Yeah. Anyway, we can move past it. They're in one, and for the Dallas Stars, 3 points for Heiskanen. They do lose Rupe Hintz, but he's, you know what, he's been kind of quiet this playoff until whatever it was 2 games ago. He had that 4-point night. Really hadn't, which is not to say he's not a loss, but we'll see how long he's out. But again, Wyatt Johnston.
Well, you missed another guy that's hurt too. Chris Tanev left the game. That's a huge piece for Dallas. Bit of a slew foot. Game was out of hand, so we don't know whether this is protecting your player, but watch the legs here. Full speed slew foot. Tanev didn't come back from this. That's a huge piece.
Now, is that Tanev plays through so much, and I wonder the score of the game, the time of the game.
That's the question. He left. He didn't come back. Was that just managing the score?
Is it because it's 4-1?
I don't know.
Yeah,
and they're not going to tell us. We'll see.
Wyatt Johnston, 21 years old today. I believe today is his birthday. So now we can stop all this under the age of 21 stuff. But last night, again,
have a beer.
2 goals, 1 assist, 8 shots, led the Stars forwards in ice 20 minutes, 39 seconds. He's got 11 playoff goals now. 4 of them are game winners. And there's a list, because last night he scored shorthanded and power play, and then he had a chance at the empty net, but dished it to Sam Steele. So anyway, scores shorthanded and power play before the age of 21 to do that in a single playoff game. Wyatt Johnston and Wayne Gretzky, and no one else.
Yeah,
it's decent. Yeah.
He's been great for them. He's been really good.
And he was he was an animal last night.
Yeah. I think of that double overtime game they played in round 1 against Vegas. That's a monster goal there. And here's the thing. If Wyatt Johnston doesn't have a big night, they've got 7 other guys that scored 20 on that team. This is unbelievable. This is a late first rounder that's, you hoped maybe would be arriving at the NHL in the next year or two. And looks like this absolute big game, ice in his veins, ox.
I saw, whether it has anything to do with this, because I think that there is something bigger, obviously, with Nichushkin Taves. Can he come back? That sort of thing. But it's the whole notion of momentum. And I think it was Mark Lazarus on The Athletic. He had a story, and he had talked to guys about momentum in the playoffs. Is it such a thing? And it's a bunch of these guys that he talked to. It's real during the course of a game. When teams get rolling, you get a power play goal, then you keep it going. Or if you're struggling, you let in a bad goal, you can get steamrollers going one way or the other. So it's real during the course of a game, almost non-existent in a series.
That's the Rangers.
As soon as you think, because that's what we do. You do a friggin' show every day. Oh, well, look how this is going. It's clearly going this way. And then, how about a complete 90-degree left turn, and it goes the other way.
Yeah. And that's why you're always desperate to hang on to that momentum. And I get what they're saying, that in a series there isn't, but there isn't, because after you lose a game, or you need to do more to grab the momentum back, right? And you try to keep that momentum, but the desperation of the team that loses, like, fuck, and a bounce or a bad call, because all those things sway it so much. But when you have that momentum, you can feel it. And you'll be damned if you want to, it's games of inches that momentum gives you the right. When you're so desperate to hang on to it, you just know that if you lose that momentum at all, it immediately turns and comes ramming right back down your throat.
Mhm.
It's tangible.
And we've seen it this playoff. We talked about it yesterday. The Nugent Hopkins post, and then Vancouver comes back. The Nashville goal post with the empty net, and then it comes back. Those are potentially big swing moments in the entire series. But it's another one of those media cliche things, because you heard the Rangers talking about it, and now you're hearing Dallas talking about it. The fourth win is always the hardest. I think for the most, there will be some times where teams just lay down and you easily cruise to a series and get your fourth win. But it does feel like on both sides, there's desperation and there's please God, let's just get this thing over with so that we aren't one of these teams that people laugh at for the rest of time. And the Rangers are kind of one of those teams because they roared out to that 7 straight wins or whatever it was to start their postseason. And look at the last time they did this was 94, and they lifted the cup and all of this and all of that. And now they've lost a couple. So what is it? Is it momentum retro?
Well, two things. So what I think about this, I thought losing game 4 was actually oddly a good thing for the Rangers, because cruising through can be a little too easy too. And I thought they would win yesterday, and I think they blew it, and they'll be mad that they got to add the travel, and now it becomes a long series.
Yeah.
But there is something to be said, like you alluded with the to being able to deal with some adversity.
Yeah.
Like, not very often teams do it. You remember the LA, the first time they won the cup, they freaking cruise. Like, what was their longest series? 6 games? Like, they were beating the piss.
I think they went like 16-2 or 3 over the course of that playoffs. It was wild how dominant that group was.
But very rarely is that the case, that you get a Stanley Cup in your back pocket and lose 2 or 3 games through a hole. So they got to go win, and they got to put it to bed. And you certainly don't want to have a game 7. But if you win game 6, there is something to be gained by overcoming that adversity and having had to deal with it.
Yeah, you had to dig a little deeper. The other side is that, Jesus, you're looking at a lot of rest you've all of a sudden thrown away here if you're the Rangers. What was it, Saturday they played game 4?
They had a 4-game sweep in the first round. Like, they're still not
horrible travel, but I'm
they
with
win game 6. It's
like, if they lose someone tonight to injury, or tomorrow, I should say, like, it's going to be like, what?
And even if it's not injury, even if it's just damn it. Yeah. Just extra bumps and bruises, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is the power play was feasting. And we've talked about Carolina. Their power play continues to stink. 0 for 3 last night. They're 1 for 20 in this series. They had the second best power play in the regular season, went 5 for 15 against the Islanders in round 1, and have 1 on 20 tries.
Jeez.
In this series.
5%. Yuck.
She's no good, boys. And on the other side, now the Rangers go 0 for 3. Remember, they were rolling through the first 6 games of that 7 that they won to start. They were 10 of 25 and now have gone 0 for in the last 3 games. 0 for 8. They are -2 at 5-on-5 in the series against Carolina. So you go back to the 0-3 deficit, and when Brindamore came out and he's like, you can write 2 stories. You can write what the score, or you can write what's happening. His notion being that their lack of success on the power play and penalty kill was the difference. They still need to start scoring on the power play, but
they gave a shorty the other night too. That almost
they gave another last night. The Trouba goal was shorthanded. It's crazy.
Last night, sorry, and so. Yeah, they've been the better team 5-on-5. Rangers special teams has been sensational, but even as the Rangers power plays cooled off, I still think they were probably they're up on their penalty kill. They've outscored the Carolina power play in the series.
Well, the power play has been atrocious.
2-1 on Carolina power plays in the series.
And this was we've seen it happen a few times. We talk about the Colorado snooze job that they had last night. You go back to Edmonton and how they kind of fell asleep. In game 1, was it? I'm trying to remember whatever it was. They had like 1 shot in the final 26 minutes. That's what happened to the Rangers yesterday. It was 1-0 after 40, and they just stopped. It was just done. And 4 unanswered from Carolina. and
Zing.
that's your ball game.
Yep. And went to the point you made earlier, like where's the desperation level of the Rangers when they're up 1-0 versus the desperation level of the Hurricanes? It's not close. One team's playing for the lives, and the other's like, hang on, we got this. Just hold the lead and we're fine.
Yeah. Now, again, momentum in the game clearly swung to the Canes, and they used it to their advantage. Does it mean anything going into Game 6 in Carolina? Who friggin' knows?
Yeah,
Right?
we saw it in the Boston series, right? Like Toronto down 3-1, we have the funeral, and then they force a Game 7. You're thinking they should have all the mo in the world. No, it's Boston that wins that game. In baseball, they say momentum's tomorrow's starting pitcher.
Kuznetsov had been a healthy scratch. He's got goals in back-to-back games, got the game winner last night, and we got to see it. We got the whatever that thing is.
Well, he played for the Capitals, so that would be the bald eagle, I'd think. But is he bigger than that? Maybe it's an albatross. It's a
I wonder.
condor.
Because he played for Russia when the World Juniors were in Canada, in Calgary, pardon me. Remember that? He was
Did he
so
do
good.
the eagle then?
I'm wondering if he was doing it then. Anyway, Kuznetsov gets back in and he scores. Nichushkin a goal and an assist for what it's worth. I think it was an empty netter. But they I find myself almost wanting to see this for Rod the Bod now. Come on, Rod.
Hell yeah.
Last year you got swept and you're like, no, it's not a sweep. It's not a sweep. Okay, come on. Get these guys going. Now, Carolina, only 9 teams have ever even forced a Game 7 after being down 0-3. And 4 teams have come all the way back to do it.
Yes.
The
2 of them
Kings
like in the 50s or 60s, right?
The Kings in 2014 against San Jose.
Whew.
Peter Laviolette, oddly enough, he was coaching the Flyers when they did it against Boston. In 2010. Tough one for Jack. You'll remember this one back in 75 when the Islanders did it to the Penguins.
Jeez.
And then in the 40s, the Leafs did it to Detroit. So yeah, really 2 in
our lives,
in our lifetime.
And you remember those series, right? Like the Boston Philly was huge.
Oh, yeah.
And then on, the other one you referenced is wild. Like those are, we talked about it when they're down 3-0. Does it ever look like there's a team that's like, oh no, they just got to fix this and they'll be fine? It's like, of course they don't. They're down 3-0, but there's still that 1% chance. You do it 100 times, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And give Carolina credit. They haven't quit.
And we all love Game 7s, of course, but there is something a little more juicy when it's a blown lead, like a 3-1.
Oh, the stress,
right?
Yes.
Hell yeah. That's the Boston series. 3-1. Yeah.
Because if it kind of goes back and forth, 2-2, 3-2, okay, we'll go to Game 7. But if it's
because you're a bunch of chokers if you choke away a 3-0 lead, right?
Because today's Tuesday, Thursday be Game 6. We'd be talking about a Saturday night Game 7. Come on.
Oh man.
Come on, Rod. Rod the freaking bod. Calvin Pickard. Old Cal Pickard is the starting goaltender for the Edmonton Oilers tonight.
I like it, but I wouldn't be doing it if I was Chuck.
I don't know what the best option is here. I don't like any of their options, which got me back to yesterday's comments where it's just like, this is on the GM. You never really went and got a veteran option here. This is a guy that's cleared waivers every year and is a hard number 3. Could he get hot? Of course he could. The Hamburglar did. Johan Hedberg did. We've seen crazy goaltending stories, guys coming up from the coast and playing well. Could he play well? Sure. That you have McDavid and Draisaitl in their prime, the second last year together, and that your best option might be Calvin Pickard today. That's an absolute it's an abortion of a job you've done.
That's what I am curious. And again, we want drama. Game 7, team screwed it up. Calvin Pickard shitting his pants tonight, and Draisaitl and McDavid walking in going, excuse me, this doesn't work anymore. Like, I'm making it, but at what point?
Mm-hmm.
It would be really hard to, if you were McDavid or Draisaitl, sit down with your agent and have a big picture view of your entire careers and say, we've been given enough.
Yeah, I want to stay here and do this.
I think there'd be overwhelming pile of evidence suggesting that almost anywhere else you would have had a better chance.
So let's move past the GM work.
Okay.
If you're old new kids on the knob block there, these are your 2 goalies. Retro, are you, based on what you've seen from Skinner, are you going to Pickard today? Because this feels like, I'm guessing, all-out desperation, our season's on the line, we're going to the guy who has never played a playoff game and hasn't started since April 14th.
I'm not going to Pickard.
Ryan?
He had a good little run
Campbell.
for a while.
I'd go to Campbell before Pickard.
It screams desperation to me, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like panic?
Oh, it's absolute desperate. You're not going to Calvin Pickard because you feel like he's a better goalie. You're going because you don't know what the hell else to do.
Yeah, and so if you watch Game 3, they weren't bad. They had some shitty goaltending, and if you have that type of effort and you have the number of chances you have, you're going to win a lot of hockey games. So this just feels like a panic reaction when this is the same two goalies you were looking at the deadline. You decided to sit pat and move a first for Adam Henrique. Like, what's changed now?
The other part of it is too, because I know you're going to go on a tangent. I got to jump in once you get going on the anti-Oiler stuff.
It's just crazy. They can leave themselves. Like, you got Skinner, Campbell, and Pickard. What the hell are we talking about here?
So what else it is? So it's pure desperation. I agree with you. I don't know what I would do. It's not like you've got some backlog of Pickard playoff games that you've been watching, because there isn't any. What it also does, in a way, is I feel like it's letting your forwards off. I get Shelov's has been great, and I don't know if it's bear down a little bit more, but of the 4 goals that they gave up, 2 were on the power play and 2 were essentially giveaways in their own zone. And they hit goalposts and this whole thing. You need your forwards to be better. You need your goaltending to be better.
Yeah.
But now it feels like Skinner's way to go, Skinner.
Well,
you're why we're down in this series. Look,
how do you go back to Skinner if Pickard doesn't win? I actually think they will win with Pickard, but the problem being the reason they might not win is because you put Calvin Pickard in net. Like, I think the Oilers win tonight if they just stick to their
Pickard blowout is that probability is real. Like, there's a reason he clears waivers every year and makes no money. Teams don't think he's an NHL goalie. Period.
Exactly.
Stop.
So if you put him in and it backfires, you've sunk the season and you may have sewered the franchise.
GM's gone anyway. It's the last year of Kenny's deal. The new guy comes in, but we're starting to see more and more again, Dino. Like, there's just not enough around these two superstars. And look, they've drafted and developed one really good piece in the last decade. Like, Evan Bouchard's a great player. Where's everyone else?
And not wanting to talk GM stuff. Well, that's all there is.
Yes, and people saying, "Oh, how are they supposed to add a goalie when Campbell's making 5 in the minors?" Like, yeah, how is Campbell making 5 in the minors? Who was that GM that screwed Ken Holland? Oh, that was Ken Holland. Got it. Nails.
I'm not going.
They're literally putting their season on the line with a 3rd-string goalie. It's wild. It's had a nice run this year at times, but it's
boss. Can you find Calvin Pickard's career stuff? Like, what are we talking about here?
Never beat the Canucks. I thought I saw it was 0-2-1. Okay, numbers
on the odd time, and he's in the NHL, and you don't want to belittle a guy. I mean, okay. What are you?
This is Alex Lyon for Florida.
He's got. I mean,
this is what it
he's got more experience than Skinner, right? Skinner's still kind of a kid. I'm just.
For Christ's sake,
look,
yeah, I know.
We're all in the same.
What about Jack Campbell? Does he have experience?
Sure does.
But there are a lot of people who cover the team on a regular basis in Edmonton that do feel like this is the right move.
So that's the same group that thought Skinner was a top 5 goaltender too, though, right? Like, this is the absolute great job, GM.
People throwing flowers at the GM.
Henrique. We got goals. Skinner's got her. He's good. So their opinion is basically shit anyway.
Yeah, there's just a lot of cheerleading there for whatever the last 2 GMs have done. And in hindsight, it's like, how is no one critical of all this shit? Like the Mikko Koskinen extension, the crazy Darnell Nurse extension, the trades are insane.
Sign him. He's
Eberle to a paperclip.
Norris Trophy guy.
What? Since I feel like you've held them accountable, Ryan, enough for everything.
Thank you. Someone has to.
You've held their feet to the fire.
No, but you listen to the postgame shows like, oh, our guys are this and we wouldn't. And you're like, it's
a fandom that's not realistic about stuff.
No, like, realistically, they should be very critical of the work the GM's done. I have not seen any public-facing stuff from major media there doing that.
Mm-hmm.
There just isn't.
I'll say this. For Knobloch, he has to feel very firm that Pickard gives him a better chance to win.
Or he's a rookie making a big fucking mistake.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in his ear right now, I'd guess. He hasn't been around there long.
Right?
It feels like Not that Skinner's been great, but at least there you're maybe
How
kind of
about a
going down
short
with the ship.
leash?
Yeah.
You.
So what happens if he
Pick
plays
dog.
well and they lose? Are we back to Skinner?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or he doesn't play well and they win? Like, I don't know. This is interesting. I think he got a good chance tonight. Susie being gone is a big hole for Vancouver.
I'm with you, Pinder. I actually think that they're going to win, but it will be in spite of Pickard. And the only way they do lose is because of Pickard.
Yeah, like they just have a really good shot today because A, they played well, and B, Vancouver now has to insert Noah Juleson, who's not anywhere near as good as what Carson Soucy's been to them.
And if Pickard's not the guy to carry it, like, are we envisioning Calvin hoisting the cup?
They're just trying to get even in the series. Yeah,
I get that. What are you doing to
can't.
Skinner's confidence by going, hey, sorry, bud?
That's
You're
why
out.
it feels like a panic move, right? Because this is your guy. You've locked him in. He's young. Like, this is where you can show confidence in him.
The thing about it is, too, you can definitely defend it because Skinner's numbers have not been any good.
100%.
And they've been so badly outplayed.
Pickard, how are Calvin Pickard's playoff numbers?
Has he played?
The other side. That's the point, right?
He's had one game, 16 minutes, 3 saves. You saw it.
Good job.
It was 2 nights ago. That's his playoff experience. But anytime you can lean on that, and look, if Skinner doesn't work, we've always got this guy with 0 playoff minutes in his career we can turn to. We don't need to upgrade this the deadline. What are you talking about?
And again, we don't want to talk about it because it's an off-season thing, and they shouldn't be in this situation. Is Pinder's right?
You can't. It's easy to say we're not going to talk about the big picture, but everything the GMs have done for the last 10 years is how you've gotten here.
No, I understand. The reason I bring it up is because you.
It's just hard because it's like, how do we get here? How the hell did we get here?
I know.
This shouldn't be a problem that you're having to deal with. Like, this guy is
so
fucking Grand Rapids.
He's been a pro for 14 years, and he's got 140 games in the NHL. He's averaging about 10 NHL games per year. He's been a pro. That's your Rhett, 0 playoff games.
You brought it up, and we kind of skimmed past it. But I think you're being honest. Even though Jack Campbell hasn't been with the team for some time, would you be putting him in tonight instead of Pickard?
100%? I would 100% go to Jack Campbell over Calvin Pickard. Well, boss, can you find Jack Campbell's career numbers?
Boss,
I've got a better sense of what Jack
I
Campbell is. Yeah, he's not earning his $5 million, so you wanted to dump him to the mine. I get that, but Jack Campbell's played in playoff hockey games.
He was good last year in relief of Skin Dog.
Can you put the Pickard graphic back up, Jack? I know we got you scrambling around back there, but because again, it's not to throw anybody under the bus, but I was kind of looking into it because there were a lot of people up there that say Pickard going in this game is probably the right move because he's been good this season. So those are the numbers. I don't know how you feel about the body of work or the sample size. So 12-7, a 2.45 and a 909 with a shutout in there.
You can't put stock into what these people are saying because Skinner was the answer. That's my point.
Yeah, those are Skinner's numbers over the regular season, aren't they? Like, they're nice. It's definitely a really nice season for a 31-year-old that was been on waivers every year. Like, that's a really nice campaign. Who else is in this spot? Like, I'm trying to think about backup goalies that would come in. Like, this is a journeyman. So maybe he's not going to be rattled. That's an advantage. Does that sway you? But he's never started a playoff game ever. He's 31.
He's been in the league forever. Kind of.
And Jack Campbell is with the team as a black ace. I don't know what he's looked like or when the last time Bakersfield played. He had a 961 last year, but it was all in relief of Skinner. He came in 4 times in relief of Skinner in that run where they eventually got ousted by Vegas. But coming in off the bench, I don't know how much you want to read into that. Skinner's numbers with Toronto, he had 1 really good postseason, 1 really shitty postseason.
Campbell's numbers with Toronto?
Yeah. 1 year he was a 934, the other he was 897.
And I'm kind of with you. Again, I don't like it when we all agree, and it luckily very seldom happens.
That's good, yeah.
thanks to one of us. It feels like on a regular basis. But anyway, I feel like tomorrow when we do this thing, it's going to be, well, the Oilers won, and it's going to, whoever played in net is probably going to be of little consequence, because I feel like, the Oilers are probably going to be really good, and
that's the boring show.
Yes,
and it
I know.
happen. The exciting show is like Pickard's bad, and maybe they survive him and win.
And you know what? I don't want to do the holy shit Pickard was good show. That I don't want to do that one either. I don't need that show.
You're not gonna.
The only one I would love to do he put his pads on the wrong legs. That's how friggin' bad this guy is.
2 on 6 to start, something like that. There's your peak chaos show tomorrow.
Can you imagine?
Because the Oilers can come back from that and then go right back to Skinner at that point.
Rhett, do you have your coaching hat? Have you got your coaching hat on? Is that it? I can't really tell. It's long distance. If you're Rick Tocchet, what's the message to your team?
Play the same way. We don't worry about who we play against, because whenever you start, you don't want to set a trend of trying to find reasons in the other team's room as your motivating factor.
Because I feel like Canuck forwards or the players would be like, oh man,
that's what happened to Toronto. That's what happened to Toronto when Hasek didn't play. It was Fat Cat City. It's no.
Fat Cat City.
So if I'm Rick Tocchet, I'm 100% saying I don't give a flying F who's in net.
Yeah.
We're playing the Oilers. This is our game plan. We're going to play that way. That's it.
Yeah, and I think there's enough system shit that he's going to focus on. It's been 2 third periods in a row where they've had a really tough time creating anything, and it feels like they've been just clinging on with their fingernails. In game 2, they couldn't hold on, and they got hemmed in their own zone shift after shift after shift. And in game 3, it's like, okay, at least we're getting it out and getting changes, but it's really we're just getting it out to get the change, and then they're back in. There's a lot of areas Rick Tocchet can be focusing on that doesn't have anything to do with their goalie, and I think that's exactly where it'll be.
Probably gonna watch.
Think so?
I'm probably gonna sit down tonight and maybe take it in. Yeah, I think so.
I'll move some stuff around. I might watch, but
yeah, you're gonna make some time. Yeah. What time is that puck drop
down
tonight?
a little early, 8 p.m.
Hate to miss.
7:30 tonight. Look at that. 7:30. Noodles will be so happy.
Feel like I want to be there for the start of it too. I don't really want to miss that. Maybe
first shot on Pickard. Yeah.
Cal Tire. Good partner of the program. Whether you're an owner operator or have a small fleet of trucks, it's Cal Pro Plus. It's the new dedicated tire program that's just for you. Free program provides access to exclusive deals and savings. There's a price match guarantee, flexible financing options, preferred pricing on everything you drive, even your own family's vehicles. You'll get dedicated member support. It's on hand to answer questions, recommend, and source the best tires for your application and budget. Now, the website is CalPro Plus, KALProPlus.com, and it's free to sign up. 260 plus stores there to help with those exclusive deals and members-only stuff on Bridgestone, Firestone. They got the member pricing, dedicated member support, monitoring the inventory so you know where to go and how to, we'll take care of that for you. So they're really, they're doing it all for you, and they're doing it all for free. CalProPlus.com is the website to get signed up today. I wanted to play something here before we pivot and get into
finish because I had a last thought on all of this, and we kind of poked fun at it. The Oiler fan, God love them if you're an Oiler, and but from afar, everything is well thought out. And that is the exact right decision, coach. That we've had Pickard in the waiting. He's ready to go. Look at his numbers. He's dialed in. He's been waiting for this opportunity. Great call. That's their approach to this. Like, they're all buying that bullshit. They're like, yeah, Pickard. Yeah. Come on, Pickard.
It's your time, buddy.
I'm going to get a jersey.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of Pickard jerseys in the stands, I imagine.
The Oiler fan is 100% committed. Yes.
Yeah, the guys with face paint on, the grown men with multiple colored face paints on. This is absolutely the obvious decision, and there's no quibbling here.
Yeah, it's all very good.
We hate Skinner. He sucks.
Yeah, you're terrible. But I do. I could be completely off because I'm the wrong guy to talk to about it, but I do feel like there's an awful lot being heaped on Skinner here. That probably there's some share to go around. And it doesn't feel like anyone's.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing a whole lot about your forwards are shooting at about 4% or whatever the frick it would be.
Anyone
right
not
now.
named Hyman, Draisaitl, or McDavid could probably contribute a little more.
Anyway,
Please, Lord. Please.
Hockey gods. Oh,
Please, baby Jesus.
Baby.
dear Lord, baby Jesus. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. If Calvin Pickard could soil himself,
Nothing
just
against Pickard,
tremendous.
but
Be great.
There's another game tonight too. I don't know if anyone cares. Like, we're just done Boston, right? Like, no Marchand tonight. Like, they're done, right?
I think they're cooked.
I do think they're
And
cooked.
Florida's just, their chance last game, they're up only to watch Florida rally late. They're already pissing and moaning about refs.
Well, I was going to say, because that's part of it. They're losing. They're down in this series. And they've been, what have the scores been? 6-1, 6-2. It was close in the last one, but they have been they're upset about the Bennett hit. They're upset that the ref screwed them on the cross check into the goalie and Bennett scores. And they're down, and Marchand's
And the
out.
coach
It
is pissed off at everyone on
the coach is right. It just doesn't feel like there's enough composure there to turn it around. But again, we talked about momentum. Sometimes it comes up, and when you have no idea it's coming, and it shocks the hell out of you. But I would be in the shocked right to hell category. If
I'd love to hear us talking about the Dallas series when they were down 2-0 to Vegas, and that might be the team that lifts this whole thing, right? Like, it's just.
I think we weren't fooled. Were we?
I don't know. Let's burn the tape and pretend we knew we were dead on them.
Yeah, let's definitely not go back.
Boss, we delete episode 348.
Yeah, definitely not on YouTube. It'd be so hard to find it if you want it. Now, I don't know. I was talking with somebody yesterday about AI, and I said it's hard for we doing this show with video and that we really have to make sure that what we're watching or listening to is real. It's hard to know sometimes. Retro, yeah. Okay, yeah. Because I sit here before the show and I'll watch a clip, and I'm sure, Ryan, when you put together the Pinder Report, we've talked about it. Now, this guy flying off of a building or smashing his head, is this real or is it AI?
Yeah.
Now, I'll defer to you. I'm going to play. I'll get Jack to play something here. Now, this popped up, and I think it's a few days old. But I need your help. I can't tell if this is AI or not. This is Sheldon Keefe, of course. He's been let go by the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know if this is AI or not.
No wonder this franchise hasn't won a cup since 1967. My players fucked me.
It's a bad
Mitch
beat.
Marner cries on my bench. Willie Nylander won't play because he's got a headache. Austin Matthews leads the league in scoring but takes Game 6 off. Shanahan, I fucking quit. I'm going to Pittsburgh to coach for Daddy Dubas.
So, I mean, sure.
Jack, you got to do a better job on the bleeps. Like, that's just.
Yeah, the censoring was really off.
Like that. Yeah. Why even beeping at all?
We love honesty out of
right
when guys get interviewed.
Yeah,
Daddy Dubas.
He was far more contrite when he was on the dock there in front of
wherever the hell he was. That looked great.
Yeah,
was he in Grand Cayman or something
like that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't think he's wrong. But either way, I guess it's up to debate.
That's weird. To be the big 180 from that to the.
Yeah, that's maybe why he was so
emotionally unstable. Obviously,
pleasant on the dock. Geez, I really ripped these guys the other night. Emotions run high. Time for the Pinder Report presentation of Village Honda. The Honda Accord 2024. Well, it was redesigned in 2023. And thus was chosen by Car and Driver magazine as the #1 midsize sedan. 2024, even better. One of the most reliable vehicles on the road, superior ride quality, reliability, impressive fuel economy thanks to the EXL hybrid. It is truly one of the best and has been for a long time. Take one for a ride today at Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. You can check things out online as well at villagehonda.com, and they present the Pinder Report.
A bit of unusual news yesterday, gentlemen, as we've had a major shuffle atop the Calgary Flames organization. In fact, Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation, as John Bean is stepping down after 14 and a half years. Julian McKenzie breaking the news as Bean went on to, it was confirmed later in a press release, to say that this was over a year in the making and that he's helping them transition to 2 new leaders. Wow. Didn't see this coming, fellas.
Rhett, are you involved in this?
No,
I wish
they
you'd
don't
be.
include
Is
we're
this a
supposed to be-
hostile takeover? Is this a mutiny, Rhett, that you're
We're
leading?
partners in this endeavor. If you were going to be doing something like this, I thought you'd give us a heads up. To hear it from Pinder in a Pinder report, I'm not happy about it.
I don't want anyone to catch on that I've kind of been stirring the drink.
Oh,
behind
that's
the
totally
scenes.
exactly it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really? Eh? Yeah.
Why would you draw attention to yourself when you're running this whole coup yourself? Yeah. Well, I was in Buffalo. What? Yeah. What?
Hey, the old puppets.
How could it be Rhett? He didn't seem to know anything about it on the show.
Guy's an idiot. How could he know?
Makes sense now.
And probably some pretty big shoes to fill for John, who's been there forever. In fact, 2 people will come in and do the job. Robert Munich immediately, Bobby Germany, started digging yesterday. The new COO is Lorenzo DeCiccio, I believe. He has worked with Cavalry FC and at TELUS and, has a leadership consulting company. So there's
Or is that like a De Chico?
DeCiccio?
There's no IO at the end.
I don't know. Yeah. DeCiccio.
So it wouldn't be
DeCiccio.
DeCiccio.
Let's go back. Let's go back to that. DeCiccio.
DeCiccio.
We're going to need Lorenzo to come on the show just so we can.
Come on,
figure out how to say
Lorenzo.
his
Let's straighten
goddamn
this
name.
out. Figure it out.
I'm just going to call him the LDC if that's okay with everyone. We good with that? So LDC is the new COO. What about the CEO? Well, finally, look at this. Robert Hayes is the guy. He's been working with RBC, a bank, and is in maybe the highest end banking you will find in terms of like massive net worths, dealing with people probably with B's, not M's. That's a guy that's going to have to deal with Murray Edwards a lot. And I feel like that's probably not strange for him to be dealing with someone in that sort of wheelhouse. It's an interesting hire, a guy coming from the banking universe. I was told by people that know more than I do about this, that this is about as big as a bigwig gets in the banking world, the kind of sphere and circle he was working in. That's your new CEO of Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation.
Now, Rhett, you were talking, was it Fat Cats in Toronto that you were talking? Did they get some Fat Cats
Cat
coming
City.
in here? Or are
Fat
these
Cat
big wigs? Ryan says they're big wigs.
They're for sure big wigs. I don't know about fat cats. We're gonna
Fat
see
Cats
how
get
they-
lazy. I don't know that he's going to be working hard. His new job, trying to impress everyone.
We'll analyze the fat cat syndrome and see if it sinks in. But I'm sure Peter Hanlon's reached out to you guys to book time for the guys to come into studio.
Yeah.
I text you.
It's probably, I don't know if that's the way the street goes. I think we're supposed to reach out to them and say, hey, we'd like to get them on the show. It'd be.
This is
No. Do you want what?
I don't know.
Dean doesn't want to.
Would you like to get Lorenzo? Now again, there's
LDC.
It's De Chico. Trust me,
De
I married
Chico.
an Italian, says TM. So do we, Lorenzo?
That handle, De Chico.
De Chico, do you want to get him on the show?
Hell yeah.
No, he should want to come on.
Well, he's the
show.
COO. We'll talk about what stocks.
Either
and
way,
bonds
they
and
should
stuff.
both want to come on the show to promote
Right.
what they're going to do for the franchise.
Let's
So
talk
that the
about it.
people that pay attention and care about the team,
Yeah.
our listeners, could. We're going to track these guys down. That's Fat Cat. We don't want no fat cats.
Okay. Yeah.
Big
So
wigs,
for
not
right
bad.
now, I'll just write it down. Big wigs.
Yeah.
TBD on whether or not they're fat cats.
Right. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Quote, this guy is as bigwig as bankers get, end quote.
Big wig. Like WIG.
Are bankers big wig? I guess they are, right?
I mean, when you're in the.
Who's our big wig?
because
If we were to have one.
There's
We
two
don't have a big
things to this, right? Because bankers are also idiots that
Oh, is that right?
work at
That's
banks.
just bad news for the Flames, isn't it?
That's
Dean?
terrible.
But
news.
then there's some of these banks have gajillions of dollars that they're throwing around. So, like, which is he the banker that was putting the money in the ATM?
That
That
doesn't
guy?
feel like bigwig.
He was the one that-
job, did he?
He had the
That
dollar
guy?
sign bags.
Oh,
He looked after the dollar sign bags to make sure, because whenever you see a robber, they've got those. Well, if they don't
Yeah.
have the dollar
Sure,
sign
the
bags, they
Monopoly
can't
guy?
steal the money.
What's the Monopoly guy's name? What?
Yeah,
Bank.
the monocle. Does he have a monocle, or is that Mr. Peanut?
I think he's got a monocle. Mr. Peanut absolutely has a
definitely
monocle.
Does he?
We're gonna ask this guy, Robert Hayes, if he has a monocle.
All of these important
Where are these
questions.
people from, by the way? They're just names.
Who, all Lorenzo?
Maybe they're AI.
That would be a tough hire for the Flames if it turned out to be AI.
It might be a great hire. You never know.
You're paying him too much. That's a computer that'll do it for free.
Look at that. You don't know that's a real picture. You kidding me? bomb.
I don't think a Monopoly guy a little. His head's a little rounder. That would work better.
Oh, Jesus, Ryan.
What?
You personal assaults on these people already?
No, he looks like a very successful man. What are you talking about?
It's a thing about saying it on live, and it doesn't disappear.
You know, we're not going to get old LBC on the show that ripping these guys. Real nice, Ryan. Real nice.
Best of luck, fellas. We're rooting for you. Let's move on to last night's hockey games. Maybe we could agree to disagree there too. Carolina, that's a big win. It was 1-0 Rangers for a long time, Dino.
And we've just trying to teach him how to be socially acceptable.
I
and
know,
he
it's just
refuses to catch on.
When you talk that much, inevitably things are going to sneak by the filter.
It's surprising that it doesn't happen more often.
Right? Like when there's just that much stuff going out at all times, it's hard to kind of, should I say that? Is that appropriate?
Output.
Oh, look at his head. Sometimes it's going to sneak through. It's not an impenetrable defense.
Looks like a great banker. What are the odds it's going to be the RBC Saddle Dome building? We'll see. We're good. Use your network, right? Okay, yes. Fellas. Bad news, Valeri Nichushkin. This Frank bomb yesterday not only shook the hockey world, but certainly the Avs locker room, if you watched. 6 months, no pay, must apply for reinstatement.
And again, it's his third time, right? This is not a first-time slip-up. It's a guy that's got some off-ice issues.
Yes, that's just it. It's easy to, we're a fairly lighthearted show, and it's easy to joke about it, but
I don't like, I don't like making
a life
fun
issue that can end up in a life-death situation. So
yeah, we don't know exactly what's going on, except that this is the second playoffs in a row where he has created a massive distraction for the team. Last year it was in Seattle where they lost in massive upset fashion to the Kraken. This year it's after a 2-1 deficit that promptly was turned into a 3-1 deficit. Here's Jared Bednar post-game asked about the whole situation.
Sorry to belabor this, but we know there's a human element involved here that you look at as important also. Yeah. But how much did Val let down you and this team?
Well, I'm not going to go there. I think, listen, Val obviously is struggling with something, right? I have two thoughts. Yeah, it sucks for our team. We got to turn the page. We got to go play way better than we did today. There's still 20-plus guys in that room that care and that want to win and that are here, and that's what we have to focus on. It hurts our team. There's no question. He's a great player. And the second one is, I've gotten to know Val as a person, and I've gotten to know him as one of our teammates and a player, and I want what's best for him. And I want him to be happy, and I want him to be content in his life, whether that's with our team or not with our team. I want the best for him and his family. I think all of our guys are the same, and we hope that he can find some peace and get help. And so that's the other side of it. It's not, hockey's not life and death, although we treat it like it is. And so Val's a big priority, and our team's another one. Now it's separated. They're not together. He's done for 6 months plus, whatever that looks like. And so again, we treat it like an injured player that's not able to play for us, like OC or Landy. I mean, we got to worry about the guys that are on the ice and are able to play for us.
Yeah.
Mid-November is 6 months.
Handled pretty well there. Obviously awkward.
That's the high road.
Your team just got ventilated. You're facing elimination, and you have real life stuff. I thought that was pretty well done by Jared Bednar, who's, I think he talked to people, pretty classy, pretty good guy.
Yep.
That's not a spot he thought he was going to be in at 8 o'clock that morning. So not great.
Jack Johnson less so. He had this quote post game. He made his decisions. That's all I'm going to say on this. He made his decisions.
He'll know more about it than we would. That's his, take on it.
The right to feel that way for sure.
not to be flimsy on it, but we have no idea what's happening, what has happened, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so
there's enough circumstantial stuff to be like, this isn't good. And then, after last year where you have the whole hotel lobby, medical help, flee the team back to Russia, posing with AK-47s and G-Wagons in Russia in the summer, that probably doesn't look good when you put that next to this. And now
he's got,
and even go back to Dallas.
Test.
First round pick of the Stars and had no goals in one season. Now you watch him now. It's you hope that hockey be damned. He's a hell of a hockey player. It sucks for the Avs right now. But like you said, Rhett, there's one way you don't want to see this story end.
Mm-hmm.
So get it figured out and get right. Whether you play again, that'd be great, but figure it out.
And so everything looks phenomenal for the Dallas Stars and their chances of winning a lot of things. Not to say yay for the bad news that the Avs suffered, but they're up 3-1 after last night. They've been in full control. Only losses in game one where they kind of fell asleep at the wheel with a big lead. And all of a sudden you look back to that Vegas series and they've suffered 2 losses in their last.
That's something we haven't even talked about.
11 games.
They had total control in game one.
But hang on. Some issues might be cropping up for the Stars as well. We showed you this earlier. This is Star deadline pickup. Chris Tanev, slew foot from, I believe, Ross Colton. Or is it Miles Wood? I don't want to get this wrong. Sorry, folks. A little grainy. But down he goes and did not come back. Now, the game's out of hand, so he might be totally fine. Or it could be Chris Tanev is now laboring through injury or not available at all. We won't know until
not get drilled tomorrow. A lot.
Always has, always will. DeBoer said he'd know more today. This is from me yesterday on Hintz and Tanev. Also, Craig Smith got hurt. No disrespect to Craig Smith. This is a deep forward group. They can survive a Craig Smith absence much more easily than
kind of feels like
Hintz or even Chris Tanev. Certainly Chris Tanev. Does that feel like a shot at Craig Smith?
Yeah, it feels like it might be.
Explicitly said it shouldn't be. So what do we got tonight? Well, we'll see if the Boston Bruins are cooked or not. They certainly looked, what would you call it? Medium rare at this point. They're almost, might be time to get them done, Rhett. Pull them off the.
I think they'd say they're medium at least, not even
medium.
Yeah,
okay.
It might be overcooked already. Might be too far gone.
What are we cooking? It's a good question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then tonight, it's been the series with all the drama. How could it not have been? Vancouver and Edmonton head to head. Can be good.
Yeah. Old Calvin.
So no Marchand tonight for the Bruins. After the sneaky ninja punch from Sam Bennett in game 3, did not play game 4, will not play game 5. Don't worry, Fluto. I gave you a follow there. That's my bad. Should have been following you earlier. Got you now, bud.
Fluto, hey, I've been doing it forever. I don't know why it took you this long.
Fluto, I must have confused you with someone else. Some asshat in Boston. Not you. You're one of us. You're a good guy.
Not good for the Bruins.
Not good at all. And it's funny. We talk about how good this team has been for how long and how well they've done at this or that. 1 cup.
Well, and again, I mentioned it earlier. They get the cup. It was that 2010 series against the Flyers when they were up 3-0 and blew that one. When it all comes out, and I'm sure that's
St. Louis, right? Was
Chicago?
It 3-2 against St. Louis?
They had it against St. Louis. They blew it against Chicago.
And we would say that's a group of winners. And there they were almost blowing a second consecutive 3-1 series lead, which has never happened in pro sports before in North America. Wow.
And we always say that once you've got the banner in the ring, everything else, you do wonder. If
the banner's 13 years old.
If there's a bit of, should we have done more? Maybe.
You want a little extra spice in this Canucks Oilers series? Just head online, where it's been an absolute bloodbath. The latest is Vander Kane's ex posting this photo of Nikita Satsarov.
Jesus.
You cannot make this shit up. Oh,
kept the last name.
She did keep the last name.
Oh, probably costs money, legal process to do that sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Twitter won't let me change the handle. I don't know.
And maybe, it's like, maybe she had like McGillicuddy was her maiden name. It's just
Anna McGillicuddy's
Anna McGillicuddy, Anna Kane. Just easier, saves time. Think of the time she'd save over the course of her life when she's being introduced to people. Hi, I'm Anna McGillicuddy. Anna Kane. Days.
AMG. Anna
Days.
McGillicuddy. Looking forward for more of her on Instagram.
Yeah.
Keep it up, Anna. Fucking McGillicuddy. Every damn time. Craig Berube, what you up to? In Winnipeg today. What's it like May in Winnipeg, Dean? Paint us a picture.
Mosquitoes.
Oh, fuck.
Zero
Already?
chance Berube's going to Winnipeg.
Well, he literally has just gone to Winnipeg. But yeah, to stay, that's a tougher bet.
What percent?
0.
Zero, Dean.
So you're not even.
Wow.
You're saying there's no chance.
So Sabre
That's what
said
zero
no.
means, Dean.
Sens
Zero.
said no. Leafs have talked to him.
Yep, stupid. That's what zero means. Well, is he going to go? Maybe he'll go to Ottawa then, because the expensive.
Nope. Travis Green.
Right.
It's a best-in-class organization, Dean. So when someone like Travis Green becomes available, another shot.
Oh, yeah. And who could have known it was coming?
The other thing that got interesting in the coaching search, there was, of course, people in Los Angeles with their phones out as Todd McClellan boarded a direct flight to Toronto. And, of course, now being reported, he is meeting with the Leafs.
Of course they're going to meet with Todd McClellan.
Yeah, makes sense.
Of course they're going to. If they didn't, people be outraged about that. Don't be outraged. Don't.
I've got a sneaking suspicion we have a Joel Quenneville back into the NHL scenario unfolding.
Wow.
We'll see.
Or to Winnipeg, because I've heard there's a 0% chance. Our sources are saying there's a 0% chance that Craig Berube is going to. Now, why do you say that?
It's Winnipeg, Dean.
Okay.
Oh.
So not roster construction or
plenty of great options out there. Although,
what are his other options? Because I feel like if he was going to coach the Devils, he'd be there already.
No, he's
Seattle,
Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm with you. It's not the sexiest, but what if everyone else has said, you finished second? Now are you going to Winnipeg, or are you just like, I'll wait another year?
I'll eat 6 boxes of KD then. So,
boss,
6
boxes of KD if he coaches there.
I just would be surprised that would be. You know what it would be like? Okay. I'm saying 0. That's me. I'll eat crow. It would be like if you're a free agent and they pay you too much to come there. He does not want to go to Winnipeg. So can I say that? There's 0% chance he wants to go to Winnipeg, but if they're going to pay him a whole bunch of money, he will go.
Yeah, this is like Stamkos coming to Calgary in free agency when they offer him $15 million. Of course,
I feel like though you've already thrown out the 6 boxes, and whether or not the motivation behind him going to Winnipeg isn't what we're doubting necessarily. No. It's that you said there's 0% chance he's going to Winnipeg.
6 boxes.
I'll stick with it.
All right, good.
6 boxes, Jack. Write it down, boss.
6 seems like a lot. Maybe 4.
It's done.
Off to the World Championships we go, where Marty Pospisil, we told you yesterday, was being an absolute shit against the Americans. This is the opening face-off of the game, Rhett. The opening face-off of the game. Feast your... I bet Shane Pinto didn't see that coming. Well, actually, Shane Pinto's not allowed to bet, so I'll take that one back. Panthers had a nice young draft pick come in, and they do the car wash. Hey, welcome to the NFL. This is Carolina Panthers football. This fella, I'm not sure how much media training he's done. Bit of a quick talker and storyteller. Love the personality, but he's being asked about having a job, or has it just been football his whole life?
Oh, no. See, I ain't never had a job for real. I mean, the 2020 with COVID, one of my partners was working at KFC. And I went in there. He kept begging me to cook because I was just chilling at the house. I went in there about 2 weeks, and I got on though.
I don't know what he said, but I love him. Who's 17? This is my new favorite.
His buddy at KFC, or Steve was working at KFC.
Yeah, KFC during COVID. That's what I caught. Like it.
Can you eat KFC if you're on Ozempic?
Are you on Ozempic, Rhett? Is that something you're worried about?
I should be, but I'm not.
I feel like that if you did, it feels like that would show up in the Pinder Report in the dumb shit category. Eventually.
Have you guys gotten through the Brady roast yet?
Not yet.
No, I keep saving it.
Holy
yeah.
shit. That Nikki Glaser just eviscerates everyone in the room. And I laughed so hard. I got a scolding for potentially waking up children. Let's go to the BCHL. Huge game 6 here, Rhett. I believe we got Surrey against Port Alberni. BCHL. Bulldogs against the Eagles. Why are we showing you BCHL? Well, something must have happened. Let's watch.
Left wing into the Bulldog zone. Drop pass Cranston. In front, blocked. Loose puck. Somehow kept out by Tongue on a crazy redirect that has Hayden Cranston putting both hands on top of his head saying,
wait for the replay
how
here, guys.
did that not go in? I thought from my visual perspective here it was missing the net. Oh my goodness, Tongue caught it behind himself. That is the most magnificent save I have perhaps ever.
Pretty tidy.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's whoop. Full splits, glove hand behind your back, catching the puck on your blocker side, mid.
How the hell would you think to do that? Because wouldn't your
I don't
first
even know how your
instinct
body
be
moves
you're going to try and reach with the...
He's got to push, so his arm...
Yeah, he's going the other way. He's not going to get through the blocker.
Wild. By the way, I think we have 2 Game 7s in the BCHL tonight. Penticton Salmon Arm, and then these 2 in the Coastal Conference.
So is he starting for the Oilers tonight?
Don't believe they can get him in on the roster
okay.
because we're past that. Yeah,
Makes
not
sense.
eligible for the
Okay,
playoffs.
yeah. Got it.
They could sign him. Organizational depth. Maybe he
Chop shop.
Soupy could work Baco together. NFL's trickling out their schedule, fellas. We heard about the season opener. What was it? Ravens Chiefs on a Thursday, I want to say. Maybe a Wednesday. Okay, Thursday. Now we get Aaron Rodgers in primetime week 1. Sounds familiar, right? Last year, Aaron Rodgers, primetime, week 1. What did he last? Like 4 snaps? It was ugly.
Oh, I don't think it was 4, was it? 3?
It was like first series for the offense for the Jets, and he was, well, there's the season. Rodgers will face the vaunted 49ers defense. That's a good game. And I don't know if the Jets are good or not, but Aaron Rodgers certainly gives them a chance of being good that they didn't get with the MILF Hunter. So you'll have my attention for that, Rhett.
That's the shirt I was wearing.
The MILF Hunter. There's your first Bills game. Actually, it's not. It's the second. It's week 2. That's your Thursday nighter, Rhett. The first Thursday game of the year that isn't.
Where's that game?
That's a good question. Why don't they say that? Boss, can you hunt that for us?
What?
I'll figure it out for you, Rhett.
Why does it matter?
Let's
Because he's
go.
going to be there. That's why.
Why don't we go?
Go where?
You have to drive 10 minutes from your house.
To this
How are you talking
game?
about we?
This game. Look at this game, you guys.
Hey guys, jump on 3 flights and we can do this.
So where are we going to watch it? We don't even know where it is.
Either way. You don't want to go
Either
to
way.
Miami? Look at you.
Well,
You
yeah,
scream Miami.
I do.
You got shades and everything.
Fat cat over here.
He was feeding people macaroons last time he was in Miami, and it started a pandemic.
We're going to Miami.
We're going to Miami. Thank you, boss. Yes.
See?
If I was going to Miami, I'm not sure I'd pick.
Okay.
What?
See?
What?
Picky.
Always. You know what? You're like the relatives that still live in that small town. Well, I couldn't go to Swift Current today because it's Tuesday. And you know Tuesday.
I'm just not sure.
Well, but it's Tuesday, Dean. We can't Swift Current on Tuesday.
I would love to go to Miami and watch the Dolphins play. I'm just not sure if
I
that's
would headbutt you right
All
now
right.
if I was-
That's September, Dean. It's going to be gorgeous. What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about the weather.
So who would you like to see them play?
Well, that's
Your Bears? That's tough. AFC, NFC. That doesn't have
I would want to look
the
at
team
the
you
schedule.
fake like.
I
No.
want to look at the home
He's
schedule.
in. Fully committed.
Damn right.
How about those Bills? Let's go to baseball. This is probably Korea, I'm thinking. And
Don't be racist.
that's actually a country on earth where these 2 teams are playing baseball, the Korean League. I think that those characters are Korean, not Japanese. I'm not. I'm pretty darn sure that's Korea. Let's go.
Direct hit.
And that's a strike. That's
You
It's
my battleship.
You don't even get to take your base on that one.
Shut the front door.
Jeez. Right in the Pekka Radicalia. Jeez.
Yeah. That'll ruin your weekend.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
You ever take one out on the family jewels, Rhett?
Playing ball? Ooh,
No, playing hockey too. I mean,
yes, playing hockey I did. Yes.
enough sports. Let's get to a crocodile fight. Maybe it's a
Not
gator
good,
fight.
thank God,
Let's
yeah.
get close and see what it is. We're on the golf course here.
What
Look at
the
this.
heck?
Some big boys going at it here, Dino. One of them is a little bit bigger than the other. Golly. So there's that.
Ow!
This pond's too big for the both of us, Dean.
Where?
Jeez.
Okay, keep going to the right, to the right, to the right.
Holy cow! Look at that.
Oh, tooth. Yeah, there you are. Just shedding teeth, Rhett.
You think he's
That
out?
one is in trouble.
That's not a good defensive position. The on my back, soft underbelly up.
No.
That's not the move. Oh, you're back. And now the big guy's like, yeah, I think I made my point. And this guy's like, yep, you have. I'm just going to lay here and die now.
He can barely stand up.
I'd get closer just to get a little more.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Yeah.
What were they hoping the outcome was going to be there? Hey, guy, hey, stop it, you guys. Well, he can barely stand up.
I don't know about that. Who would you take in a fight, Dean? A mongoose or a snake?
Mongoose.
Mongoose apparently very good reflexes. Rhett, who do you like, the mongoose or the cobra here?
I hate snakes, so
Go
I hope
mongoose.
this mongoose just eats the.
How about that?
Well, yes, I'm getting a mongoose.
Yes. That's like
hell
a
with a
little
dog.
Wolverine. That's our sales guy. Wow. Well done, bud. Now it's funny. We saw the Australian family that raised their daughter with two huge snakes as pets.
I just wanted to get some, before we go any further, would you like some context as to why I knew I took the mongoose?
Yeah, please do give us that.
Well, back in the day, Ryan, do you know what funny cars are?
Yeah.
So not NASCAR where we're
Big
turning left
back
and-
wheels, long nose, tiny
That's
tires
right.
at the front.
And we're
alcohol.
doing the quarter mile. We're getting
Dead
her done.
straight.
There was a driver named Don Prudhomme, one of the best to ever do it. His nickname was the Snake.
Oh.
Yeah. Another guy, and they had battles over the years. Tom McEwen was his name. He gave himself the nickname the Mongoose.
Oh dear.
So it was the Snake and the Mongoose who were in legendary battles for years. So he was going to take it, right? That's why because Tom McEwen was the Mongoose against Don Prudhomme.
So the mongoose ended up winning more.
I don't know if it works in funny cars so much. Prudhomme was really
Okay.
good.
But I do like that nickname. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
call yourself the snake? I'm calling myself the mongoose.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm the Mongoose, motherfucker.
There you go.
God damn it. Ah. What? Well, wait a minute. What's better than a mongoose? Nothing? Fuck. Well, maybe we'll go to NASCAR, I guess. Is
You were
everybody in
expecting one of
NASCAR
those.
Will
Maybe.
Ferrell's next movie, Funny
Yeah.
Car Race.
Yeah, that actually
Yeah,
would.
there
Be.
you go. Yeah.
Let's stay with the Gators. Someone in Florida got this photo, which is awesome. Love seeing people teaming up. That's a raccoon riding the back of a gator in the national forest in Florida. So that's
was
just good
also-
teamwork, Dean.
Is
Look
that
at
what-
this.
Is that what was on your shirt when you went to the?
Oh, it's MILF Hunter.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Now,
Mm.
are they pals? Is the raccoon just sneaking a ride? Like if I'm the gator, I'm just going straight under and I'm like, raccoon, you're lunch, buddy. Like I'm going under, you're swimming, you're in my turf now. Or it's like, hey, bud, I'll just take you to the other side there. See you, taxi.
Yeah, I know. Raccoons, right? It's hard to hate them. until they start tearing your shit up. Then you get mad at them.
It's very hard to hate them in Alberta because we don't have them. You go to Ontario, they fucking hate these goddamn things because they're lifting the lid off your garbage, making a scene.
Well, you know what? You're
pain in the ass.
Back here.
You know what you're supposed to do to them? Or I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do to them. This is not a very nice story. Would you like to hear it or not? I'll just warn you. It's not a very nice ending to this story.
Does it incriminate anyone where there'll be criminal charges placed?
It could, but the person is deceased, so I think the statute of limitations ends.
Time heals all wounds, Dean.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fire it up.
I'll keep it broad. Someone that I know really didn't like raccoons. So he or she would trap them,
Dean,
and then weigh down the trap with the
Dean.
raccoon in it,
Dean,
and throw it in the pond.
You want to give yourself a shovel for that?
They can be a nuisance.
That's the wrong music.
What?
Wasn't there a Canadian show called The Raccoons?
Yes, with Cyril Sneer.
Yes.
That's bad guy.
Yeah, he was no good.
Still waiting for that shovel for yourself.
Oh my God.
It's a true story. I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. I was like,
Kind
what?
of like that Christy Gnome down here that wrote the book about shooting a dog.
Yeah. You know who I thought of when I heard
Turned
that?
out that's not the best for publicity.
Yeah, people oddly will side with the dog. Rhett
was at a big party in Buffalo last weekend. Now, Buffalo is the Edmonton of America. I mean, they gotta love long necks, smokes, bowling. Like this is going to be unbelievable.
It took you that long to.
This is the hot spot in town. This is Retro's Bowlerama, and things are getting a little heated with one of the gals here on the lane. Someone's running smack about her missing spares. Bonk.
Oh. Out.
Well, but you
another
know
one.
Reload, because I'm at the ammo station and you're not. And then back we go, square in the spine. And then another one back the other way.
She's done some medicine ball work at the old gym.
Oof.
Plunk.
Yeah, that's turn out the lights. I'm glad you were a few lanes away, Rhett. That got heated.
I never wanted to be on a battleship. Those cannons start going off.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Careful.
Yeah.
Now you said that was a birthday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because I think I know why that girl was in a bad mood. She had a sign on her car saying, "Hey, it's my birthday. Give me a honk." Let's see what happened.
Honk, it's my birthday?
Now, it's got to be a bit, right? Like,
he was doing what he asked. I mean,
it's my birthday?
I don't know. I kind of love it.
It's incredibly abrasive. It's like something I would do in my younger years.
Oh, and then the Fruitopia took a ride. That's not good. It's a waste.
Fruitopia. So if you ever see a honk sign, just give it a couple. Don't follow that person their whole day honking, ruining their life.
Yeah, Pinder. Relentless. Just.
Now, we had to say goodbye to Tim Nackey till he gets back on the straight and narrow here with the big bets. But I've luckily found, I think, a new daily replacement. This is an account on Instagram that I just love. And I'm not sure where in the world it is. But it doesn't seem like the English on the account is strong. It's probably a second or third language. This is one of Boomer's pals. It is a dog. It's a black lab. Love black labs.
Sure do, yeah.
And then every day they just feed the black lab a different meal and we get to watch. So this looks like, look, some lovely eggs there, Dean, a pasta dish with some shrimp and broccoli. Let's have a go. Get your veggies in, bud. Come on now.
I'm not watching it.
What are you talking about? He's eating shrimp here. Nothing not to see. This is way healthier than kibble, Dean.
It's better than that snake.
Yeah. Got a nice little handkerchief on, little bandana around the neck, Rhett. Good boy.
There's only one way this ends.
No, that's it. Good boy.
This is not Tim Nacky.
No, it is not. Okay, so just
I am not getting behind the black lab eating on a daily.
Like I get it's the Pinder Report, but what when you see that, what is the thought? I'm sharing this with the guys for sure.
Well, because we had the lady in China that would eat all the crazy things like the rooster heads and the snake, and I just thought this would be easier for you, Dean, because I know your stomach's so soft. If we showed a dog eating this food, for whatever reason, you'd feed your dog some food.
You've lost your way.
You've lost your edge.
You've lost your way.
This is Dorn the foodie. No, Dorn every day is fed a different meal.
Dorn can go to,
and Dorn's a wildly popular account on Instagram.
Dorn is lucky that Christy Nome is not the owner.
That's right. You've lost your fastball. That's what I'll say.
Yes,
you're
right.
You're still throwing. You're still pitching, but.
You wait till I show you the ramen dish tomorrow. That's Dorn the foodie coming up tomorrow on the Pinder.
We're gonna sit here and watch a dog.
Not waste my time with Dorn
every day for the rest of my life.
It could be your coffee break. I
Dorn,
think it's
the third baseman, and
Roger Dorn. That's right.
Yeah, Major League.
Yeah, Ricky Vaughn slept with his wife.
Yes.
God damn it, Dorn. Enough of that Olay bullshit. I don't have to do any calisthenics that I deem unnecessary.
Someone knows
that, right? It says it right here in my contract.
Look at this. He's got a charcuterie dish here.
You're gonna have to have an intervention. Something's going on at this guy's house.
What? Like about what? Like
I thought, Dean, you love dogs. That's perfect. It's not going to gross you out.
Does that have to do with a dog? Dogs do cool
the
things.
People in the comments are loving it. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, the people are hating it.
They're loving it. Look at the comments. They're great. People love this stuff.
Yeah, they're loving it.
That's your Pinder Report, Dean. We'll hear from Dorn tomorrow.
Village Honda. Huge selection of used vehicles, all makes, all models, all budgets. With over 90 units on site, access to more than 500 more inside the dealership group. It's why Village Honda is your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They're definitely worth the trip. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. I really wonder when we pitched the Pinder Report to Village Honda, what exactly our descriptor was.
Because see, there's this dog. Every
day
they feed him a different meal.
Yes, 5 days a week. Every day, Ryan is going to do a recap on the world of sports and some other stuff that may or may not include crocodiles wrestling, people jumping off roofs and hitting their head, or dogs eating weird food out of a bowl. Where do I sign? Says Anthony from Village Honda.
He's on vacation. I hope you're having a great vacation, Tony.
Dorn. I don't know how you recover from this now. At least I don't know.
It got a lot more traction than Jared Bednar's comments.
Traction? Is that what you're calling that? This is traction? That's what that is?
I think it's called disdain.
Yeah. Okay.
That way?
No, don't start. No.
Yes.
No.
Now that's what I'm talking about, TM.
Dorn doesn't get dumb money bets. That doesn't work. I was talking about dumb money last night with
you love this stuff.
I do. It makes me laugh.
Your account. There's your new
Yeah.
social media account.
Go viral, Dino.
Dumbmoney.com, yeah.
Dumb money.
Because my kid said, "Didn't you have a buddy that ate a whole McCain cake?" I said, "Well, the deal is it wasn't so much the McCain cake. He was hungry and said he could eat a whole, and at that time there was the thing had a name from KFC. I could eat the whole, bingo bucket. I'm starving. I could eat a whole bingo bucket right now. It's a year on.
Let's go right now.
Done. What? You're on. How much? $100. You eat a whole bingo bucket. I'll pay for it. $100. And whatever the bingo bucket with, like 8-piece fried chicken, fries, coleslaw, that sort of thing. But he didn't account for that the bingo bucket also came with a McCain cake at the time. And I think it was the McCain cake that took him down. Yeah. So, you got to, like you with your 6 boxes of KD, before you throw out these outlandish claims.
It was a good catch by you, Dean. 6 boxes.
You want to make sure you know what.
So
you're
what
saying.
are we cheering for now? That we need Craig Berube to really like fishing?
That's what. Okay, yeah. So we need Berube to take.
Got a girlfriend in Winnipeg, a wife, something like that. His kids playing junior A for, I don't know.
No, they moved to Wenatchee.
No, junior A. There's a whole league there, MJ. But yeah, we need it.
Winnipeg?
We need it now.
Winnipeg South Blues.
Yep. Blues, good team.
I don't know if they're still there. I did a play-by-play.
Really?
One night in Winnipeg doing the South Blues when Travis Zajac, either Zajac or Zajak's brother, was on the team. I can't remember.
It's a bunch, yeah.
Which tells you
there's 4 boys that played junior A.
Freaking old. So we all kind of feel like the Boston Florida series is. Now here's the question: because it's been so lopsided, are we wanting Boston to pull one out here to extend the series, or for to keep Florida at its strongest?
Rhett's got this here.
Do you want them to just eliminate this, get more rest, get healthy, and then be ready for the Rangers or the Hurricanes?
2 things. Florida just win, because I need you to win a cup here. Second thing, more importantly, and I don't like doing this. We had 8 series in the first round, and now we've got 12 series. How many have been good?
Well, it turned out Vegas Dallas was very good. Boston Toronto was very good. We had those are the 2 7-gamers. Vancouver Nashville was a little bit sleepy for our liking.
Here,
Colorado Winnipeg was over quick.
I'll walk it through, and you guys can tell me what you.
We had 3 good series.
What your reviews were.
Yeah.
Edmonton, Los Angeles.
Not good enough.
Not good at all.
Vancouver in 6 over Nashville.
Not good enough. Some storylines, but the games are boring.
Colorado in 5 over Winnipeg.
Not good enough. Speed bag.
Dallas in 7 over Vegas.
Yeah.
2-0 deficit erased.
So
Love it.
1 for 4 in the West. Carolina in 5 over the New York Islanders.
Islanders go away. Brutal.
Rangers swept the Caps.
Brutal.
7 games, Boston over Toronto.
Love it.
Florida in 5 over Tampa.
Not good enough. That was the one. We needed that to go 6 or 7.
So 2 for
3.
No, 2 for 8 in round 1.
To 2, that's it?
Yes. One on each side.
Boston, Toronto, and Vegas, Dallas. Now round 2, Colorado, Dallas.
Not good enough. Maybe there's a twist here, but at this point, it looks over.
Boston, Florida.
Not good enough.
Rangers, Hurricanes.
I think we got a good one. Find out tonight.
Oilers, Canucks.
Amazing.
Again, there needs to be a win by the Oilers, and we can't cheer for that. So
we're like talking about 3 or 4 out of 12 series.
Yeah, it could be as high as
4.
Because I don't see Boston coming.
And you know what? That's an anomaly. Because usually you get some
exactly.
bangers in round one, and especially the way this set up, because so much of the chalk, the powerful teams advance. There were no big Cinderella upsets that are going to let you down in round two.
It was got to be the first year in ages we didn't have a wild card team win. Never mind, like a 3-seed Colorado was a favorite in Vegas. That's not really an upset. Toronto and Boston was really good, like lots of drama.
Yeah, there was the one game where Toronto was no good. Otherwise, it was all very
well, and just the scar tissue, the back and forth, the two markets going back and forth, the injuries, the crazy what the hell's going on here.
I'm not debating that there was.
Yeah,
but
we need more though. You're right, Rhett.
Yeah.
And so maybe that means we do want a Boston win tonight.
Yeah.
Or do you still need Florida to get that cup?
I want Florida to win.
If the Rangers and the Panthers get through, that will be an unbelievable series.
We thought Boston, this would be.
Only after Boston won game one. I think everyone thought that was not a long series before.
The whole point, all I was saying was that surprisingly, there haven't been more.
Yeah.
Stay up
what
all
was
night,
it?
Watch hockey.
3 days into round two, Dino, we had like Pasternak fighting against Tkachuk. We had the crazy drama in Vancouver, like major comeback of 3 goals for the Avs, like overtime win for the Rangers. Like a couple days into round two, we're like, this is the best shit we've ever seen.
I'll say this. Dallas, Colorado, this was going to be a heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been.
No,
yeah,
it's not. And
Colorado hasn't had a
one-sided, like even series that have gone deep have had games where they're not close. Do you know what I mean? Like 6-1, 5-1 last night. What?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Well, I shouldn't say. I was going to say I try not to make a habit out of asking questions where I immediately know what the answer is going to be. But as the sort of the kind of host of this show, sometimes I will ask questions. Knowing exactly what I'm going to get, if only to just kind of stir up some things.
Yeah.
With all of that in mind, and we know that I said at the start of the show, there's nothing like a villain to get you invested. You may not love or like other teams, but it's like I'd rather see so and so lose than them to win. That whole thing.
Yep.
The Oilers can save the playoffs if they make it to the Stanley Cup final.
Oh, that's way too far. Gross.
Think of the investment, Ryan Pinder, you will have if the Oilers make it to the final.
I disagree.
I think the flop, get by Vancouver and get steamrolled by Dallas. That would be beautiful. Also, the other thing, I know this isn't what you're asking, but it's something I keep in mind in this market. If Vancouver beats Edmonton, conditional third. If Dallas gets to the Cup final, conditional third.
I know, but you need.
But
to
you're right. That's not
a pretty dyed-in-the-wool Flames fan to care about a third instead of a whatever, that sort of
2/3.
What's the one game you're jacked up to watch tonight?
Oh yeah,
Florida or Edmonton? Edmonton, Vancouver.
Canucks, Oilers. All the drama, suspensions, change of goaltenders, 2 voracious hockey markets that hate each other with a great passion.
Now, Rhett, you say you disagree, but I do think you're incorrect. I think the longer it's the same as the Leafs. There's a little less zip when those guys are out, not because people love them, because people out here hated them. And it's the same with the Oilers. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but if you're looking for things that are going to raise your heart rate.
So you were all pumped up that the Oilers played Carolina in 2006?
Well, my buddy won the Conn Smythe.
That was a good thing, yeah.
I don't know that he's your buddy as much as you think he's your buddy.
Oh, he was my buddy. I haven't seen him in a while. He invited me to his cup party. I drank out of the Stanley Cup.
Haven't heard from him since.
Cool.
Have you?
That's a sore spot, Dean. That's a very sore spot.
Is it?
What do you mean, is it? You saw him. He was rattled in Vegas after retiring that he saw the cup with Jonathan Taves, who he'd ever really even played against and competed for the same cup. Like, what do you mean is he rattled?
25 years and 2 days ago. Right? I'll never have that.
Mattered
so.
Then.
Stick it, fat boy, right? That's right. And Calvin Pickard. I didn't think that 5 years ago, 3 years ago, start of the season, that we'd be covering playoffs and be like, man, what's Calvin Pickard going to do tonight?
Well, I mean,
Calvin Pickard, the name that we've had fun. Old Chet and Calvin Pickard.
Yeah.
The spotlight is brightest on no other player tonight than Calvin Pickard.
Leaping Pickard. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do our Betway bets.
He's 31. What a time for his first NHL postseason start.
Betway. You can get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. Bunch of good people over at Betway. Create a new account. Scan the QR code on the screen. You can redeem your bonus. Place a bet, and if it loses, you'll get a refund of up to $200, and you can then use that to bet on your favorite sports. The offer is only available outside of Ontario. I'm staying away from the aforementioned Oilers Canucks. I subscribe to the same theory. It feels like it's kind of over. Panthers victories, they have 3 of them. They were by scores of 6-1, 6-2, and 3-2. Panthers by more than a goal and a half tonight pays plus 115. And Carter Verhaeghe, it just seems like he pops up. He's not had a great series. I think he's had 1 goal or 1 assist in the series so far, but had 2 game-winning goals in round 1, and he seems to pop up in these sorts of scenarios. An anytime goal for Verhaeghe, plus 135, and hat tip to Jack for getting Verhaeghe correct.
That's
well
not
done.
easy. Yeah.
Is he
probably
AI,
AI, though? It's probably AI.
Yeah, probably. So there you go. That's what I'm going with.
I also like Florida minus 1.5. You'll see that at the
About
bottom,
it.
Dino. That's a plus 115. Is that the kiss of death, or are we both on it? We'll see. And then Zach Hyman with 2+ points. Not a lot of value on the old McJ Draisaitl points thing. I don't dislike Vancouver, but I do think that the Oilers get right, at least in some senses tonight. Plus 160 for a 2-point night for a guy that, is liable to have 1 or 2 banked in off him by McDavid.
Mm-hmm. There is, just looking at Betway, there is big belief that this is the Oilers and Panthers tonight.
Minus 225 for the Panthers, minus 210 for Edmonton. Those are heavy favorites for playoff team.
Yeah. Even to go regulation, it's not a lot there.
Well, and I jumped on the Oilers yesterday on the news of the Soucy hearing. I'll see how much it's moved, but it's safe to say there's, lots of money coming in on the Edmonton side.
So there you go. There you go. Tomorrow we'll have Jamie McLennan join us for a Calvin Pickard update.
Oh, he'll have lots to say there.
He will for sure have lots to say on that. And again, I just did. Are you not looking for? Would you not be more looking forward to the show tomorrow, based on what happens with the stupid Oilers tonight? If it was San Jose and whoever else, we'll talk about Game 4, I guess, tomorrow. That's what we'll do on the show.
Yeah, but I want them to blow up in their face. You're asking them to move on.
Yeah.
No, listen, I didn't say that. I'm throwing it out there. Would there not be more, as someone who isn't a fan of one of the remaining teams, I just think there's nothing that would elicit more raw emotion than cheering against someone that you hate as much as you do the Oilers. It's almost as good as having your team in there.
Better,
Almost
some would suggest.
Well, maybe. But okay.
Hey, we got a great series here. This is, I think, an instant classic. Like, there's certain series you'll think back and remember to. I think of those LA-Chicago series when they clashed. You could think of, like, Calgary, Edmonton, Battle of Alberta stuff. Like, there's just certain series that are going to hang with you. This is one. And I think it's only the 3rd time the Canucks and Oilers have ever met in the playoffs. Like, this is one we won't forget.
And of course, on the show tomorrow, Dorn the dog will do something.
We'll see. Apparently,
you talk about betting. Betway won't even post the odds
on
whether or not there's going to be a Dorn the dog video on the Pinder Report.
Let's see what the latest is.
On
Dorn's getting a little heavy. They had to go all veggie for a few weeks there.
All right. Ready? Are we good? All in? All good? All done? No more. See you, buddies. Sorry.